Oh, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thought I'd do sort of a build guide, I guess, for the Go Anywhere Jeep, US Jeep Armor Platoon. And I got a couple already built, but I thought I would show you what it looks like to build one of them at least. And pretty straightforward in terms of just getting some of the resin pieces prepped for the build. So first off, there's just a couple little sprues, I guess, attached to the front, and you want to get those cut off as much as you can, and then do a little sanding to get it into shape. So I'm just going to use a hobby knife to trim down the fender a little bit and smooth out where the sprue was previously. Followed by a little bit of filing down the edges just to give it a little bit more of a smoother finish, but not too much. The resin on these Jeeps are a little rough in some spots, so I thought I'd just leave it that way to make them look like they're stamped metal a little bit still. So after I did a little bit of the sanding, I actually washed the Jeep to remove any of the excess resin and any residue that was left over from the casting process. And now it's just a matter of getting the wheels prepped. And these little pieces of metal that I'm taking off, I'm gonna save them for some terrain pieces later on. Yeah, and then I'm just gonna remove any of the additional flashing that is left behind on the wheels themselves, and check out the axles and do a little bit of filing on the ends just so the wheels can attach all the way as much as I can. Yeah, and as I had done previously, the axles just go on the bottom like so with a little bit of crazy glue. And while I was doing this build, I was watching a YouTube video on replica 1942 Willys. And once you get sort of the wheels all cleaned up, you want to, I guess, check them again. And then glue them in place with some crazy glue. Putting the wheels on was probably the most, maybe the most tedious part of this. Just ensuring the alignment was set up. Now for the transmission pieces, the stick shift, and I think the brake. I don't drive manual, so I'm not entirely sure, but anyways, this was definitely a fun part of the project because one of the stick shifts was broken, unfortunately. So I had to find that in my bag of bits, which I did, and started working on some repairs. Now with this part, the stick shifts and the handles and all that don't really fit well with your bare hand, so I highly recommend grabbing some tweezers. I did try to get it in there, but just wouldn't work out. Getting the first one in there was definitely a step in the right direction. And to make sure that it was going to fit well, I put one of the drivers in just to see how everything lined up. After seeing how my previous attempt at repairing the broken stick shift didn't go so well, I opted to use a little bit of green stuff. I was thinking about making a new base from it, but I ended up just using a little bit to kind of like help the glue stick to the base, and turned out great well. So I did notice on the third Jeep that one of the holes wasn't quite, I guess, drilled all the way through. So I got out my drill vise and proceeded to try and fix it. Having such a good time drilling the hole that I realized I probably went through the bottom, and I did. Now for the windshields, I thought I'd try to do them like how they are on the box itself, with one of the windscreens lying flat on the rooftop, or sorry, the on the hood of the Jeep, but the sides were not quite long enough, so I thought, I'll just make all three installed normally, I guess. once you get the windscreen in place, it really starts to look like a Jeep. Yeah, here I'm trying to decide if I want to put it flat on the hood, but now that I'm thinking about it, I probably could have maybe used some metal to make the sides of the windscreen longer. I just didn't think it looked right. So yeah, with all three Jeeps with their windscreen installed, they look really, really good. There was these like 3 little hooks, tow hooks, that were left behind, but I'm not sure if I can install them or not. But I think I'm not gonna work on the crew right now for this video. But I have to just maybe remove a little bit of the flashing for the next time I work on these. With the driver sort of in the front seat, it looks so cool. Really like the detail on these. I have to decide between the 30 cal or the 50 cal. I might magnetize them in place, but let me know in the comments section down below what you think. 30 cal or 50 cal. I think it might be possible to magnetize these. Either weapon will be definitely really cool. Anyways, this is the end of this video. I'm just gonna put the drivers in place and see how they look. But stay tuned for the next one on this particular build where I can get them all painted up. Cheers.